Hello. I am making a video and I want to show the premiere of Alien Spaceship 4. I already showed it on my other channel, Nikki Loves Dogs. I did a test video with an older phone and that seems to work very well. That old phone has very good light and all of that. I see I have a lot of cookie crumbs in my keyboard. Gonna have to take my mitten thing and wipe that out. So I can't eat cookies anymore when I'm on the computer. That's just not gonna work. That's just so. Anyway, here is Alien Spaceship 4. I did some more touch up after the last video I made of it, but only a little bit touch up. And this looks really great. Laika, the astronaut dog, is shiny. I like that. And I got muffins and I got pasta and macaroni and cheese with fruit and all of that for the spacecraft, so that when they travel they have something to eat on their way. Okay, very good food, all stored up. Okay, and I can do this now because Paul is taking the baby dog for a walk. And I don't have to worry about showing that side of the table right now. So this is very nice. This is awesome. And the next one on the table is gonna be Alien Spaceship 5. So I already started on it at the other house with the blue. I'm going to work on that for the next couple of months. And that will be my last alien spaceship that I make. The Alien Spaceship 1 is at the other house, and all the other ones are here now. So, in the corner there and over there, it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I don't know yet where I'm gonna hang these here. This is becoming increasingly problematic, where I put my artwork, because I don't know where to put my artwork, but I can't stop making art. So what am I going to do about this? So this is not easy. And the people in this community, whoever I talk to, they're not interested in my art. They're interested in like landscape paintings for old people and stuff like this. And I asked one guy if he would just hang my stuff up, and he has a UPS store. And when he saw my paintings, when I showed him, he was very nice to me always. As soon as he saw my paintings, he was no longer nice to me. And he said, the people in this community, they wouldn't appreciate that. I mean, it's so incredibly rude, right? I mean, it's so incredibly rude to say that to someone. I mean, it wouldn't matter what someone did. If they did stick figure, I wouldn't say something like this, I would say, let's hang it up and see what happens, right? But yeah, most people are not generous like I am, and they don't have a sense of humor either. They take themselves extremely seriously. They have ego. See, that's the biggest problem in all of this, and I want to talk about this now in this video. The ego and the pride. That's like the ego and the pride is like, I think that is really the root problem of all wars and problems in the whole world. Jiddu Krishnamurti and David Bohm talked about this for like I don't know, 50 years. So I love this alien spaceship 4. It is absolutely stunning. So I want to talk about a little bit about some things. I don't know, there were a bunch of things that I wanted to discuss in this video. Particularly this one attempted murder case of a man who, a school teacher, I think a lot of people heard about this school teacher who had a crush on a girl. She was under 18 at that time, and he tried to groom her up to the point where he took advantage of her. And you know, when we're under 18, we can be taken advantage of very, very easily, and so have I, you know. So the only difference was my first one was only 2 years older than me, so, and I was underage, so that doesn't really make him to be a pedophile. So, and I was 16, but in this case, the teacher was, I don't know, like late 20s or 30, and the girl 16 or 17. So that's a little bit more serious, you know. He should have more respect for an underage girl. But, you know, obviously that's not the worst thing of all in the world. So when people get way up into their puberty, you know, so then that's usually consensual, but still, you know, there's a psychological responsibility in all of this, where men should technically wait until they're 18, and they should be friends first, but that seems like impossible for most men. But yeah, well, we all have our hormones, and we have our hormonal needs and all of that, and that's all okay. I'm not even looking at that at all. But the problem comes in when people have this enormous ego and the pride and the self-image and all of that. And it seems to be the absolute worst for men in general. They have, I talked about this many times before, men have enormous pride and shame. Pride and shame is one and the same energy accumulation. Okay, so you think pride is something great and sparkly and wonderful and something respect-worthy or something. You know what? In the Hindu and Buddhist religions and in those areas in India, they know very well that pride is bad news. They know that in their religions and in their traditions. They regard pride as one of the 5 sins, the 5 greatest sins. So I don't use that word sin. I'm just quoting basically the word out of their religion, but you know, they regard it as something very negative. So let's put it that way. And it is something very negative. So pride is born out of shame. Okay. And shame comes from trauma, from humiliation in one's lifetime. Severe trauma, particularly during childhood, trauma of abandonment, trauma of being criticized, overly criticized all the time, of being reprimanded, of being scolded, being made fun of, being mocked by family members, particularly those we depend on, like our parents. This happened to me with my mother and my grandfather. It was very traumatic, but I am not allowing this to make me do this to other people, ever. Okay, because I know better than that. And that's also exactly why I do not want to fall into sarcasm or into kind of cynicism or mockery or any of these things. So I don't believe in it. I think it is wrong. I think sarcasm is anti-communication. Sarcasm causes wars and fights and civil wars and civil unrest, and we've seen it now escalating over the last couple of years. So it is not good. And to see sarcasm happening now from the side of news journalism, that makes me very sad. But of course, that was to be expected, that this would be developing in that direction. In the past, in the 60s and 70s, during the height of flower power and mental awareness, there was a mental awareness movement forward really happening. Was a lot of bands like Beatles and Peter, Paul and Mary and Janis Joplin, particular the God level soul, so those people, although they were on drugs, most of those people, they thought there was nothing wrong with it because they didn't even see that it was dangerous. Nobody told them ever. But at least they had this mind state of love is the answer. Move things forward through love and kindness and the dissolution of the idea of self-importance. So love is more important than your career and your money and all of that. So that was an enormous era, and that's why I also like the fashion that comes out of that era. It is great. And journalism during that time was honest. I mean, to the most part, journalism was supposed to be unbiased, was supposed to be neutral, also in tone and all of that. That's no longer the case, okay? So we have total infiltration from market psychologists working for organized crime, mafia, corporate agenda, and they dictate to people how to write an article. They dictate to people to extend the article with tons of $5 words and also like convoluted, not very clear, not very straightforward, just so that you and to keep you in suspense, so that you will look at every advertisement that is put into there like obstacles, which is another psychological rights breach in my view. Okay, so we have psychological rights. They are part of our personhood rights, but they're constantly being breached, obviously. And there's nobody to police it, because the mafia, the corporate agenda, is running basically all institutions now. The FBI, CIA, police, enforcement, sheriff's offices, you name it, okay? Infiltrated. There may be very, very few good people in there, but they're totally outnumbered by corrupt people that have some kind of financial interest in sabotaging someone like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. So, and they also they take a lot of bribe money to sabotage Elon Musk and Donald Trump. That the FBI would raid the Mar-a-Lago. This is the resort and main residence of Donald Trump, and they would just raid there without any reason at all, or completely made up stuff. That's a real alarm. That's a red alarm coming on for this country and tons of other things. What they're doing to Elon Musk, this doxing constantly, like revealing information about a specific public person, like in particular where they are located live, and that being put out on the internet, that can get these people murdered, because Donald Trump and Elon Musk probably have the most hitmen after them than anyone else in the whole world. And the reason why is because Donald Trump and Elon Musk are making the world a better place. Okay? And this is inevitably standing in the way of the corporate agenda. They don't want the world to become a better place because that wouldn't be marketable for them. And that's why they are going after these good Samaritans. And I use that term, good Samaritan, in the highest praise there is. Okay, just as I use the term Karen, in the highest praise there is. Karen comes from caring. Good Samaritan, Karen, wonderful person, caring, compassionate. And even the word do-gooder, which has always been used in a mockery form, I use that word in a good, highest praised way. Okay, do-gooders are good people. That's why they're doing good. So it's like self-explanatory. But the majority of people don't do good. They don't want to do good. They see do-gooding as something that doesn't make them money, whereas something that is not. I don't even want to repeat what they think, because it is just so incredibly backwards, badass, and you know what I'm talking about. It's like the majority of people have all the values turned upside down, and it has to do with this male pride image in particular. That's like, and then the corporate agenda uses that. They really welcome this mental illness, the cluster B and all of that. That's why the US military, they welcome devil worshippers, Satanists. They welcome those people because they make the perfect hitmen. They make the perfect collaborators. They make they're the complete. They're the I don't even know how to word it. So they're the total murderers for the mafia, for the corporate agenda, for the US military. They're murderers for hire, and they have this image of badass devil worshipper. All of this is falling into this. They think this is masculine. They think this comes across as strong to women. Women, first of all, don't want a man like that. I don't know. I personally don't know any woman who would go out with a man like that, with a man who had been in the military and murdered a bunch of people. I don't know any woman. So I'm from Germany, and also my generation, way back, coming from the original native German population, which is today no longer the case. So they have taken in so many refugees that the country is becoming Sharia law now. So, and you won't find very many the original native German people, particularly not among the new generations. So my generation, and that was all over the news in Germany, my generation refuses to have children. My generation from Germany refuses to have children because they see the world is in a turmoil, and they don't want to put a child into such a horrible situation worldwide, not just in Germany, but worldwide. So, but the refugees coming in, they don't see it that way. They have as many children as they can possibly get. Okay, and they want to spread Islam, so they want Islam to take over the world, and that's when I would rather not hang out on this planet anymore. I mean, I either exit, I go to Holland to the euthanasia clinic, or I go to Mars or Venus or Pluto. I don't know where I might go, or the moon. So I might be over the moon by then. Literally, Or maybe an extraterrestrial spaceship will come and pick me up, and Paul and the baby dog, and maybe I'll pick up a European basset hound as well. So just snatch one that needs a better life. Okay. So, and then we go to Pluto, and we live there with our dogs, because Pluto was named after a cartoon dog. So Paul is coming back. I guess I'll make part 2 later.